Hi everyone, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Jennifer.
And we're here with another episode of Tasty Tuesday. Today we're going to show you how to make pumpkin squares. Now this recipe that we use vegan alternatives for the milk, butter, and cream cheese, but you can follow the same recipe and use whatever dairy products you have in your house, whether it be dairy or non-dairy. It's a pretty fun recipe, and we really wanted to be able to show you guys another fun holiday treat to show you guys that you can have fun while still eating some sort of variation of a vegetable. We want to show you guys that you can enjoy a sweet treat while not restricting yourself because you are trying to be healthy. You can still be healthy while enjoying a nice snack and a sweet treat during the holiday season.
Here's the ingredients.
For the bar portion, you'll need 1 cup of pumpkin puree,
6 tablespoons oil,
1 teaspoon of vanilla,
1 cup of flour,
1 cup of sugar,
1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon,
1 teaspoon of baking powder.
and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda.
For the frosting, you'll need 3 tablespoons of butter,
2 tablespoons of cream cheese,
1/2 teaspoon of vanilla,
1/2 tablespoon of almond milk.
and 1 cup of powdered sugar.
Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is set your oven to 350 degrees and allow your oven to preheat while you're getting your mixture ready. Next, I am going to grease the pan. You can do this a few different ways. There's a spray you can use. You can use your butter. You can use oil. I'm going to use butter. Okay, now that the pan is greased, we're going to use about 1 cup of pumpkin, which is about a can of pumpkin. You can also use fresh pumpkin and bake it in the oven. I just decided to use a can to make it a bit quicker.
It's actually frustratingly little less than a can. So if you,
That look good?
yes. So if you really like pumpkin, you have leftovers.
All right, then we are going to put in our vanilla.
A teaspoon of vanilla. Baking is a precise art. This is why she is using measurements for once. If you haven't noticed, she doesn't use measurements all that often.
Yeah, when it comes to baking, you really want to follow the recipe, especially with your leaveners. So that's going to be like the baking powder and the baking soda. Always follow that pretty exact. And oil, I believe, was next.
6 tablespoons.
6.
Yes.
And I'm using vegetable oil. You can also use corn oil, sunflower oil. I would stay away from olive oil as it has a lower burning temperature and it's a little bit stronger in flavor than other oils. And then we're going to beat this all together. And I'm using an electric mixer. You don't have to use one, but it is a lot easier.
If you're going to have one appliance in your kitchen, especially as a college student, I highly recommend a hand blender.
Hand mixer.
Hand mixer. I highly recommend a hand mixer as it's the most versatile and it can be used in place of a lot of other appliances.
You can actually get them for relatively low prices too. You can get them for $15 or $20. All right. Now that this is mixed, we're going to mix our dry products. So let's do flour first. When you're measuring out dry goods, those are the ones that you use your cups. And when you're measuring out liquids, you use the
Do we have?
like a Pyrex pouring cup. You want to kind of compact it in there, and that will be, yeah, this is going to be for liquids. Always pack it down inside your cup, and that will give you the most accurate measurement.
So a fourth a teaspoon of cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
One neat little trick with the cans of baking powder, it gives you a little edge right here so you can level off your teaspoon. Like I said, you want to be pretty exact with your baking powder so it gets it perfectly flat on the teaspoon.
So we'll put half a teaspoon of baking soda.
So we're just going to mix this till just blended. That way you have an even distribution of flour and baking soda and sugar and baking powder before you put your wet products in. And then I'm just going to add my dry product to my wet product.
And you're just gonna stir until it's just moistened.
And then we're going to pour this into our pre-greased pan.
And then we're just gonna flatten it out to cover the whole pan. You can use a varying different amount of sizes. Depends on how thick you want it. This is just a pan that I have that has a lid on it, so it's easy to store.
Okay, and this is going to go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So while the pumpkin bars are cooling, we're going to start making the frosting. And we have doubled the recipe because we want extra frosting. Don't ever let a recipe tell you how much frosting you can have. So we're going to use 6 tablespoons of butter.
Never let someone tell you how much butter you need.
It's fine. If you like butter, you like butter. So then we're going to use 4 tablespoons of vegan cream cheese. By the way, you guys can also use regular cream cheese or regular butter.
Yeah, you can use regular of everything. I just don't eat dairy, unfortunately, I know. But use whatever versions of butter, milk, and cream cheese that you would normally use.
Yes. Then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 tablespoon of almond milk. And for the almond milk that we're using, it is just regular unsweetened almond milk. So we're going to beat our wet ingredients first and then slowly incorporate our powdered sugar. Alright, so I'm using a 1/3 cup just because the box is small and it's easier to get in there. So I'm going to add 3 1/3 cups, totaling 1 cup. I also realized we're doubling this recipe, so 6 1/3, 2 cups.
All right, now that we've got our frosting all made up, like I said, we did a double batch. You're more than welcome to just do half of what we did or what's on the recipe card. Or you can do a double batch like us because you're cool. You're just gonna take this and spread it on your cooled pumpkin butters as it moves. Another reason why I like to do a double batch, that makes it, I don't push too hard to spread it evenly, or not evenly, but as thin, so then I don't disrupt the bars because they're all nice and fluffy underneath. All right, you guys, this is our final product. It's perfect to bring for your Thanksgiving or Christmas dessert for your family, or just a personal fun fall treat for yourself at home.
Thank you for joining us for Tasty Tuesday, and tune in next week on the Sun Devil Fitness Complex YouTube channel, and we will be showing you how to make butternut, carrot, and ginger soup.
Bye guys.
Bye.